Hello and welcome. Today I want to do a review on Titanic from 1997, directed by James Cameron, starring Leonardo DiCaprio and Kate Winslet. The cast, there's a host of names to reel off, but I won't. I'll just name the headliners. They are remarkable, aren't they? I mean, two of the most beautiful actors at the time. Starring in a romance film, but also a tragedy. I should actually do some more background research on this film and whether it was based on a book originally, or whoever came up with the concept of taking making something bittersweet out of such tragedy, because obviously, as we know, the Titanic was on its maiden voyage in real life, did set sail, and it tragically never made it to the US because it sunk, hit an iceberg, and you know the rest. But to create a story so beautiful, and acted so well is it's what humans do so well, isn't it? We make beautiful art, and that is what Titanic is. I very much was looking forward to watching this with this 4K pickup. Um, it's just remarkable every time you go back. I mean, this is something that like many of us have watched numerous times throughout our lives, whether that be on mostly on TV, right? Whenever it pops up, you check it out, and it's an epic. It's over 3 hours, and I never quite. It's been a few years since I watched it, and I never quite. I'm going to put this down. I never quite realised how many times the shall we say the present day, like Kate Winslet's um, character pops up in her old age character, and the whole film starts with, like, obviously I don't know what you like, a submarine exploring the Titanic itself at the bottom of the sea, looking for the heart of the sea, the jewelry that she wears in the film. And yeah, I never quite um, realized how many times she pops up in the film, how she interjects, and sort of like you see her emotions reflecting on her time with Jack, Leonardo DiCaprio's character. And yeah, I mean, it's a bold choice. I do think it's a bold choice. I'd love to know the idea behind that as well, using it so many times. I think it was used maybe. I think once the film started, once we got to see the true story, the story from the past, I think she interjected maybe at minimum 2 times, and then maybe one at the end. So it was either 3 times or 4. I'm not quite sure, but I'd also like to see what James Cameron, I'm thinking of. Yeah, James Cameron, I'm thinking of another Cameron. But yeah, what James Cameron's sort of like the bold choice to do that. And yeah, I mean, Titanic is an epic. It's probably a tearjerker for, if not thousands, millions of people. Probably every time they watch it. There's one memorable line I picked up from this viewing, and that's when Jack and his mates have won the boarding passes to get on board, and they're running on. They've got a few seconds to get there. The Yes, there's a line where the ticket inspector asks Jack, has he had his like a lice check, some sort of to do with lice or some sort of disease checks, and Jack says, "Oh, we of course we've had them. Anyway, we're American, so we're good." I thought that line was really, really funny. Yeah, just really funny, really subtle, and it breezed by me every time I watched it, apart from when I just watched it then. Um, it's just such, yeah. I just found it really comedic. Um, yeah, I would have liked to have saw Jack's mate. I can't remember where he's from, whether he's Spanish or not, but I would have liked to see what his character was up to while Jack was flirting with the wealthy, and falling in love. We see him now and again. He was probably definitely lower decks most of the time, having a great time. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's a tragedy, but it's such a great film. I mean, you know, we spend so long with these characters, and it doesn't feel long at all. Every second counts. It's all really beautiful. And then we get to the you know, the apocalyptic end of the Titanic. It hits the iceberg, negligence. You know, people wanted the Titanic to make headlines, and the captain sort of didn't, you know, stand true to his morals and his guns, and people let slip, and here we are. But then, if you know, James Cameron directs like this, like a true legend of filmmaking. Like, I just love the whole, because you know, they're, all the actors are in like you know, definitely a studio. You got your, you know, your pool of water. I don't know how they do it. You've got your backdrops, but just the scale of it. In '97, the scale of you when the people are falling, you really can, like, you can tell like the height from which they're dropping. It is so scary. You just see them falling, and they don't stop, and then plop. And it's just like, wow, like the magnitude of that drop, and the way that the boat tips when it's, you know, like sawed in half, if you like, and it's going up, and then the way up there, they're hanging on, they're hanging up. There's this woman, and you think, and you know, you, you you're grimacing because you know she's going to fall to her death, and then that tilts up, and then it goes crashing back down, and then you really believe that everyone's really cold in the water. It's also scary, you know, inside the ship, the set's moving, you know, the chandeliers, the glass, the cutlery, tables are sliding to and fro. It's, you know, and with the water at the lower decks, and how Kate Winslet's character, you know, gives herself up for Jack. She's even on a boat. She can potentially be, you know, with her mother, and safe. No, she heroically jumps back on the ship, searches for Jack, punches a dude in the face, grabs the axe, Jack Nicholson style, and you know, rescues him, and the flood that comes through the corridors. It's also epic. It's such an epic film. Every time you watch it, you know, it's something to sort of like be glued to. The acting, like I said, the movie making, just the sheer movie making is obviously what makes this film so so magnificent. Um, the whole journey's worth it. Yeah, that's all I can really say on it. There's loads of memorable lines that you can take from the film. The drawing of, you know, Jack drawing her picture. Jack, Jack, will you draw me? You draw me like you're one of your French girls. Did their chemistry works. Kate Winslet and DiCaprio's. You know, they've never looked so good, have they? The scene where they're at the end of the ship, they're having their moment together. Even their introduction, every time they catch each other's eyes, and they sort of grow closer to one another, and their emotions spark, and DiCaprio slips her a note because he's like, his sleight of hand is really good, as we knew from the poker game. The slowly, her being, the clutches in which her soon to be husband has on her is slowly being released as she sort of draws nearer to Jack, and Jack's doing all the right things, and he's doing all the wrong things. And the snake that he is, we're talking about Kate Winslet's character's soon-to-be husband here at the end, when he takes the little girl up when all the tragedies befalling him, and he pretends that he's her dad, and he gets to safety, and he's just a worm, isn't he? Yeah, it's such a remarkable piece of filmmaking, and that's all, because I'll just go on and on and on. So that is Titanic. Thank you.